Hey everybody, it's Rolly, and I am coming to you for this week's Oracle card pulls. One of the things that I want to be able to say for those of you who are catching the replay is also that, and I'll repeat it at some point when people are actually on live as well, is that at some point I may kind of step away for a week or two. My dad is not well, and he will be passing away in very short course. Could be like within a couple weeks, could be within a couple of months. But so I may just disappear, and just so that everybody knows that I may just sneak off a little bit. But I also do have a couple of retreats that are coming up that will impede me being able to do weekly card pull at 11. So on those 2 dates, then I will either do something a little earlier, or I may do something on Monday. I'm not really sure. It all kind of depends on the rest of the calendar. But for sure, on August 22nd is our Haileybury retreat. And I will be, and it's called the Harbourfront Retreat. And so for sure, I will not be around on that particular day. And like I said, I'm not sure if I'll jump in earlier or if I will do it the next day. I have no idea what it is that I'm doing at this point, but for sure that day I'm not going to be here. So Osho Zen Tarot is the deck that I'm using. So I have not, there's 79 cards, and there is, I have not used this deck. I literally just got it. I specifically ordered it because my friend or my cousin had actually recommended it. So I'm using it for our card pulls today. But the colors are absolutely beautiful. If you caught my live on my page earlier today, then so like these are, oops, these are the cards. Like they're absolutely beautiful. So I ordered it, and so today you guys get to explore it with me. So I don't use tarot very often, but it is definitely something that's happening. And what's really interesting is that I was shuffling and I was talking to you guys about what it is that was happening, and the card that jumped out is postponement. So sometimes we still just need to have a little bit of postponement. And so very fitting to what it is that I was just talking about possibly not being present. So, and if you see me kind of smacking things around, we have these little, I can't remember what they were called. I know that they kind of look like fruit flies, but they're not fruit flies. They are gnats. And so they are coming out of the plants and the soil, and so we've been trying to find some different ways of being able to get rid of it. We've tried, so we've got apple cider vinegar all over the building that is catching them, and they're definitely catching them, but there's still some flying around. And we used peroxide and water combination inside the soil because apparently that's supposed to help get rid of them, to kill the eggs and stuff. But they're still here and they're still alive. Oh, and you know what I just realized is that you guys can probably not see it inside the Holistic Wellness Lounge. So let me go and change that. I just remembered. So Facebook has changed something again that stops us from posting in the group without it going into an ad. And then that makes it so that people cannot see that I'm actually live. So I have to go in and change a setting, and I don't know how to make it so that it doesn't happen anymore, but I have no idea. I have no idea. Facebook drives me crazy. So I do see Mary's like, and I don't know if it'll let me post in here. Nope, it'll let me post on YouTube. That's the other thing that it will not let me do. So, hey, Maddie, I'm here now. So she did a like, so that's how I know that she was there. Okay, so people should start to see that I'm actually on live. I'm going to have to remember to go and do that every week, but I forget. So actually, if I post it ahead of time, that might be helpful as well. The thing is that, again, it's one of those Facebook things that it now makes it so that it goes all the way down into the bottom, so you can't find it anymore. So, but you know, who knows? Hey, Mary, is that you? Is that you that's on, Betty? So we have a jumper for our first Oracle card pull. Oh, yeah, I forgot. These are tarots, not Oracle cards. So patience. Oh, patience. One of those virtues that I struggle with. Patience. I don't have a whole lot of patience. And the other one is isolation. I don't know what that one means. So isolation. So I don't even know what olation means. So let me go and look up what olation means. I've never heard of that word before. Because what makes me think about it is what is the meaning of olation? Hey, Mary. So the formation of polynuclear coordination complexes means of hydroxyl groups. So how does that help? Are responsible for the formation of natural and synthetic materials. So I don't know what this is. It's isolation. So I don't know. I don't know what that one means. So let's go look it up in the book. Isolation. Number 3. So isolation. So let's see what the author has to say. Hey, Palivi. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. So, so what it says in here for isolation is, and it's not, I'm not sure who this is. You have to give Facebook permission for me to know who you are. So you have to go and give StreamYard permission, and inside the description, there's a link that you can use. Anybody on YouTube, I can see you. Yes, absolutely. You can get a message. I will add your name to the list. Okay, so this card, like I said, is not one that I'm familiar with, and I don't know what olation means. Well, I read the description of olation, but I don't know what that means. So let's see what the author of the book says. I mean, of the deck says. So we are miserable because we too are in. I should have put my contacts in. We are miserable because we are too much in the self. What it does mean when I say that you are too much in the self, and what exactly happens when we are too much in the self. Either that you can be in existence or you can be in the self. Both are not possible. To be in the self means to be apart, to be separate. To be in the self means to become an island. To be in the self means to draw boundary lines around you. To be in the self means to make a distinction between this I am and this I'm not. The definition, the boundary, the between the I and the not I's are what the self is. The self isolates. Oh, so it does mean isolation. Okay. And makes you frozen. You are no longer flowing. You are flowing. If you are flowing, the self cannot exist. Hence, the people have become almost like ice cubes. They don't have any warmth. They don't have any love. Love is warmth. And they are afraid of love. If warmth comes to them, they will start melting and boundaries will disappear. In love, the boundaries disappear. In joy, the boundaries disappear because joy is not cold. So that's an interesting card. And then patience. Of course, we have patience. Good afternoon. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Francine. Oh, Francine, that's really strange. I can normally see you. Wonder how come. Usually when you're in the group, I can see that it's you. So anyway, those are our first group cards. And like I said, this is a new deck that was recommended to me by my cousin. So I'm going to, so Allison has a jumper. So I'm going to start with Allison. So there's one of those flies I just ate. So, so if you go back to the description, Francine, just go and give it permission and then it should be fine. I don't know how come it's doing that unless Facebook did another update. And that's quite possible. Who knows what Facebook is up to? It's one of the reasons why any of my paid programs, we are actually moving out of Facebook groups. We're going to have a private space that we can connect. Okay, so Allison, your card is Adventure. I love all of the colors around you. And Beyond Illusion. So those are your messages for this week. So lots of color around it. And this one here has, so like it's like kind of peeking through. So like there's something, you're not quite sure what it is, but your third eye is illuminated in this one. So Beyond the Illusion. So the answers are there. And the other thing that it has too is that it's in the shape of a butterfly. So transformation. So whatever it is that is there, whatever it is that is there is beyond that illusion. So that is your card. Tracy O'Brien is next. Oh my gosh, like lots of cards jumping today. Where'd that card go? So Tracy, your message is apparently several. So Tracy O'Brien is next. Clinging to the past. So clinging to the past, and then you have consciousness. So really being able to tap in and being aware of what it is that's going on. And whatever it is a burden, and you don't have to carry it. So bringing it into consciousness. So sometimes I don't know if the burden, so what I'm picking up from it is that the burden is you've been trying to stuff it, whatever it is that has been coming up. You're like, yeah, I don't want to deal with that, and then stuffing it. And so it's about bringing it into consciousness and releasing it from the past. So whatever it is that is going on for you this week, that's what it is that I'm picking up for you. So Aline is next. So Aline, the master. So being able to tap into that higher self and asking your higher spirits or your higher spirits or your spirit guides or your higher self, whatever it is, being able to tap into that master, right? So there is somebody who is there and strong to be able to help you with that that part of things. And I thought you had one jumper, but you have two. So you've got Beyond Illusion. So you as well has that transformation and creativity. So whatever it is that is somebody's natural path is not necessarily your natural path. And that part there is really important for you to be able to tap into, is that you need to connect with what is not yours. So Bon Matin, I'm not sure who that is. I don't know what's going on. So Facebook must have changed things because From what I can tell, that is Bon Matin is either Melissa. Hang on, I'm going to look. So apparently, yep. So I don't know. I think that maybe there's an expiry date on the giving permission. I have no idea. But you need to give permission, Melissa, to Facebook, and same as Francine. So I don't know. That thing is crazy. Why, Kim? If it's not fixed, don't break it. I mean, if it's not, yeah, but they had given it permission a long time ago, Cindy. So that's why I'm wondering if there's an expiry date, because they've been in the group for a long time. So I'm wondering if that's what it is that's going on. And I said that backwards. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. But yet apparently they fix things, or they try to fix things that are not broken. Drives me crazy. And it's always something different. I can see you now, Melissa. So Francine, that's one of the things, is that you have to just go back. And where do I get to go to fix it? So I can't, actually, I can in here. Hang on. I'll put the link in here. So you're going to end up leaving for a minute and then coming back, Francine. And for all of our troopers on YouTube, thanks for being patient, because YouTube doesn't change a whole lot of things. So that's really helpful. And when they do change something, it doesn't affect like everything else. StreamYard. I can do it from my phone, but I can't do it from the computer. So same as doing live streams directly from Facebook group into using their own system thing. Like it says that you can share screen, but you can't share screen, and Facebook is definitely a big pain. I agree. Except for that, it's a way of us being able to connect. So I guess beggars can't be choosers. Okay, so if you use that link, Francine, you should be able to get in there. Okay, so Melissa, that's perfect timing, because here is your card. Trust. No, I still can't see you. I can only see you if I'm actually inside the group. Oops. Oop, oop, oop. No, I still can't see you. So I can see you when I'm on my phone, and I can see you after the live, but it's just while you're streaming. And it's a pain to have my phone on at the same time, because then I have to look down there and I have to look up. It's just a pain. It's just a pain. Okay, so Melissa, your message is trust. And, oh, heavy. Your jumper was intensity. So I'm not sure what it is that's going on right now, but whatever it is it's going to be intense. And so whatever it is, if it's not already happened, or that you're not already experiencing it, it's going to be coming up over the course of this week, that there's something that you are going to need to trust, and it's going to be intense. It's not going to be helpful. Yeah, nope. So hope that helps, Onion. Oh, voyons. Melissa. 3 names on my brain. So Francine, you are next. Ooh, heavy, Francine. Letting go. Letting go. Ooh, that's heavy. So I know that you've been working on a lot of release stuff, but like letting go definitely is one of those things. So doing some sort of forgiveness ritual is probably definitely something that you need to be looking at. So I'm going to do, no, still can't see you, Fasten. And see, and I can see your comment faster here than I can when I see it on my phone. You had two cards, Melissa. So you had intensity and trust. And so I was just saying that whatever it is that you have going on this week, if there's not something already happening right now, whatever it is that you have going on, you're going to want to like really tap into whatever it is. Because whatever it is, it's going to be intense. So Kai, so I'm going to pull Kai's card next. Ooh, beautiful. Look at that. I love the colors on this deck. So new vision. So that is your message, is new vision. Oh, ever cool. Okay, so this card has like lots of messages in it. So you've got, hang on, I have to put my glasses back on so that I can see far. Okay, so you've got down here is a person, so like down into Mother Earth rising, and then you've got the this other being that's actually happening, and then attache ma tuque avec de la broche. I don't know what that means. I've never heard that expression. Attache ta tuque avec de la broche. I don't know what that one means. So, but anyway, Kai, this is what. So you've got that, and then you've got wings in the background. So whether it's angel wings or whether it is some sort of spiritual wings, but there's some wings that are in the background. And then, but these two things are attached. So as it's rising, I should have really put my contacts in. So as it's actually rising, you can actually see the roots coming from whatever it is that's that down in the vision, in the bottom. So new vision. Beautiful card. I love the details on that card. It means get ready and put on your seatbelt. Ah, okay. So, but it could be a good intense, right? So it doesn't mean that it's a bad intense, but it has to do with trusting. So being able to trust and that intensity. So we'll talk later this week and see what comes up. Still can't find that place to accept. Okay. It's in the description, but you can do that after the live lesson. So, okay. So our next group card is experiencing. Oh, that's heavy sometimes. So experiencing. So this one here, just being in that moment, right? So like that's, so we've got patience and experiencing. Oof, 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 oof. Heavy. And then we've got that other card that I still don't understand it. Even with reading the description, it's not coming up for me. So if somebody else can get something out of it, because I'm not really getting anything, because it does talk about iciness and being stuck, but I don't know. I'm not sure what that one is. Not sure. So Mary. Mary is next. I miss my yard, Mary. I really miss my yard. So projections. So other people are projecting their beliefs or their intentions or what they believe to be true on you. And there's more than enough to go around of abundance. So just be wary of the people who are trying to impose their belief systems on you. Sabrina has a jumper. Sabrina has two jumpers. Totality. So totality. And then you've got ripeness. You're welcome, Mary. Hope that makes sense for you. Ripeness, and you've got rebirth. So you've got ripeness, rebirth, and totality. So being complete. Yes, you did, Francine. I don't remember what your card was, though. Totality. So like being able to be complete. So like there's something new that's coming up, and it's ripe for the picking, but it's all about being able to be in its completeness. So you're actually being whatever it is that's coming up. And I know that there's been some shifting and some changing and stuff for you. So it's been, yeah, I don't know. Kristin, you're welcome, Fasten. So Kristin is past lives. So experiencing some past lives, or like tapping into like what are some of those patterns that have come up for you? What are some of those patterns that have been coming up from one life to the next? And I know I always get people on here that will say, I don't believe in past lives. But, and especially people that are following different kinds of religions. So I can actually just add your name. So I don't know where that bug went. But the, just as long as I don't swallow it again. But with the past lives, and people will say, okay, yeah, but that's not part of my religion. That's not part of my belief. So I know that growing up Catholic, I was always hear people say like, yeah, there's like no reincarnation. And yet, but these same people and these same religious people and these same people that would actually follow everything right to a T that were teaching us would say, but, oh, so-and-so has an old soul. How can you have an old soul if the soul can't come back? So just food for thought. So that's kind of where I'm not dismissing anybody's belief system so that people know, but that's my questioning as to like, okay, well, that doesn't make sense to me. And so when something doesn't make sense to me, then I try and find an answer that works for me. And so my answer for me is that it does exist. So I will just kind of go with that. So Tracy F. So Miss Trey, you're next. And thank you so much for the hug yesterday. I definitely needed the hug. Yesterday was tough. Aloneness. Aloneness. And moment to moment. So aloneness doesn't mean isolating. So it doesn't mean like staying away from everybody. So that aloneness is like being able to have some time to be able to self-reflect. And so that aloneness can still be within a group and living life moment to moment. So those are your messages, Miss Trey. Hey, Bailey, you're next. I haven't seen you comment for a while, so I'm not really sure how you were doing. So Bailey, and then Sai, I think is how I pronounce it. Traveling. So traveling. Have a wonderful day, Francine. I will chat with you guys later. So that is your message for this week. So that traveling, and again, it's not necessarily that physical traveling. It's that journeying and traveling and kind of being within. And maybe it really is that physical sense, but it's that experiencing what is it that's going on. So hopefully that makes sense for you, Bailey. Oh, totality. So we've got that totality again, right? So like it's the swinging from one to the next, but it is So you've got the two people on the, and I don't know whether or not this is actually, if this actually makes sense, but like there's the, what I'm seeing from it is that you've got like the sun. So that sun is that big energy. And then you've got the two people on the trapeze and going back and forth and throwing them from one to the next, right? So it's about being able to trust. So right now they are not attached. There is that gap between. And so it's about being able to trust with that swing of being able to capture each other and being able to connect at that very exact moment so that you are in completeness, in complete total control. And so I get my hair cut on Tuesday and I'm so excited to be able to get my hair cut. My haircut and my eyebrows. That was the earliest because I was on the list of people for bookings and that was the earliest that she can get me in. So looking forward to that on Tuesday. Because my hair is like literally all over the place. Okay, so Lori Blair, you're next. So Lori is, ripeness. So things are ripe for the picking. So whatever it is that you, because I think that you've had a lot of messages of like exploring and figuring it out and what is it that's going on. And things are now ripe for the picking. So whatever it is that you've been contemplating, now is the time to leap. Now is the time to take action on whatever it is that you've been kind of like not really doing. So let me know if that makes sense, Lori. And that fly is still stuck in my throat. And it's not a full-fledged fly, so in case somebody is wondering, at the beginning of the video, I was actually talking about these gnats that are in here that we can't seem to get rid of. They came in on one of the plants, and they're breeding like crazy, and they're driving me nuts. So we capture them, but then new ones just keep resurfacing. And so we've tried peroxide and water to kill these to kill the eggs, and that hasn't necessarily happened. Okay, so Cindy. So I'm going to do Cindy, Richard, and then Sharon, and then I will pull our third group card. So Cindy, control. Oh. So that control feels frustrating for me. So I'm not sure what it is that is going on. I'm not sure if you're feeling powerless or if there is something that somebody's not doing the way that you would like them to, or I'm not sure what it is, but it's that control is coming from a place of frustration is what I'm picking up. Well, and I can get rid of them because they're actually going in. We have apple cider vinegar and they're attracted to the apple cider vinegar. We've got them all over the place, but it's the, so we're killing them. So that part's not the issue. It's them rejuvenating that we're having the issue with. Like we're not able to, so we actually get them so that, and there's not as many as there were, but we're trying to find something so that I don't have to use pesticides if I don't have to. So hope that makes sense for you, Cindy. So Richard has a jumper. Richard often has a jumper. Participation and integration. So whatever it is that you have going on, the two things are pulling together. Hey, Lori. The two things are pulling together. So you've got your integration and participation. So in order for things to integrate, in order for things to be able to happen, is that you need to be able to participate. So you can't participate and things can't integrate if you're not doing both. And so like that's your message. So, Lori, your card was ripeness. So that was your message. Because that was two cards ago is when I pulled your card. So Sharon is next. So Sharon, I know that you just came back in and joined the group. So you've missed a few of your cards, but if you go back into the video section, you can actually read or listen to like the replays if that's something that you want to do, because they are still there. So anybody who is just joining or is listening, is one of the things to that you can do if you actually want to be on the card pull, is that you can, the weekly card pull is just #weekly, and you'll be able to get that going. So I'll be able to see that. Oh, this is like a really weird card. Schizophrenia. So I'm not really sure. And then you've got aloneness. So I'm going to read the schizophrenia one because I'm not sure what that message is supposed to read. Is supposed to mean. So it says man is split. Schizophrenia is a normal condition of man. At least now. It may not have been so in the primitive world, but centuries of conditioning, civilization, culture, and religion have made man a crowd divided, split, and contradictory. Because of this split is against his nature, deep down somewhere hidden is the unity that still survives. So that's what it is that, so it's that split. So I'm not sure how they came up with schizophrenia as being that split, but just simply because it's a diagnosis. So I'm not really sure how that kind of fits into this deck, but like I said, I'm new to this deck. So schizophrenia is the word that kind of, but when you actually go back and read the description, is that it's still like you can still connect it. So you're feeling disconnected, and so contemplation. So being able to think about what it is that is going on is and what it is that's good for you. And so like I've been sharing some posts on my personal profile a lot because of different things that are actually going on in my own life. And so on my own personal profile, I've been sharing some things that I need to be reminded of. And sometimes we're torn and we're split. And so I'm not sure if that's kind of along the lines of what's going on for you. So our final group card has a jumper. And I think these group cards are really pulling for me. So they're definitely resonating for me this week. Success. So our last group card is success. And then we have completion. So all the pieces to the puzzle. And exhaustion. So being able to replenish our cup is something that we need to really be able to remember. And so I had a teaching from a friend who has a lot of different things, and success is definitely a good one. And so one of the things that she was talking about was the puzzle pieces. And so the teaching that she had from her mom is that our entire life is full of puzzles. Our entire life is full of puzzle pieces. And each one of the puzzle pieces is, everything is all pieces, right? So all of it comes together. And so when things, and this is like the puzzle piece, right? So that puzzle piece is completion. So, and completion doesn't necessarily mean things to be finished entirely. It's just that next step, right? So you put the one piece to the puzzle, that one's complete. You get to go to the next piece. And so it kind of really ties into the rest of our group cards. So we've got, and like I said, these group cards are definitely resonating a lot for me this week. So being patient. So patience, and then experiencing. So we need to feel, and that is really, really tough for us. And then we've got success. Right? So if we can put these three things together, we can actually have huge success this week. And so the Isolation is still one that, even though I read the description of it, so if you want to go back and listen to the description of it, and if you can pick up what it's meaning, because I'm not catching it. So whatever it is, even reading the description is not picking up for me. So it's not resonating for me at all. So I'm not really sure what it's supposed to mean. And then we've got completion and exhaustion as part of our jumpers. So these are our 3 jumpers. So the isolation is the confusion one for me. And then we've got completion and exhaustion. So that part of exhaustion that we need to, lots of self-care, lots of planning of what it is that we need to be doing. So that is really, really important for us to be able to do. So Ethel has a jumper. Maybe, but when I read the description of it, because that's what I was thinking is isolation, like as in isolating yourself, but it's called isolation. And so I looked up the word olation to see what olation means, and like it has to do with science, so I don't even know. It's chemistry, something to do with chemistry. And so the ice is things melting, and if you actually look at the face of that one, it has the so it looks like it's all crystallized in ice, and then it's got like these yellow, looks like tears that are coming down from the person's face. So I don't know. I'm not sure what it is that one is supposed to. And I'm thinking that that's the one that I'm going to have to work through the most this week, of whatever it is that is meaning. So I'm going to have to really kind of go back and take a look at it. But it might be that taking the required time to yourself. Could be. You're welcome, Lori. And so Ethel's card. Huh. You got a blank card. Nothingness. So no thingness is what it says. And then your jumper was aloneness. So definitely lots of self-reflecting this week. Lots of really tapping into that darkness of things that are actually going on. So that is your message this week, Ethel. And then Vicky. So Vicky is next. Oh, creativity. So the world is your oyster. You get to make whatever it is that you want this week. Just allowing things to just being able to tap into that creative self. And so I always say that if somebody ends up on my list twice, then they are supposed to have another card. So I just trust that because that's one of the things that I do is I just tap into that intuitive self. And that is if the person's name had to come up a second time, then that means that person needed a second message. So Sai has a second message. So abundance. And then there's guilt and change. So you had guilt and change. So there's like, so that guilt sometimes is self-imposed or self-inflicted, whereas sometimes that guilt is based on what other people. And so I'm getting this from other people are interfering with whatever it is that you have going on, and you need to change the dynamics of whatever it is that's going on so that you can be fully abundant. And so abundance can mean money, but also can be just whatever it is that we have going on. So one of the things that I shared earlier, and I'll just share it again, is that on August 22nd is our Haileybury retreat, so our Harbourfront retreat. And on that day, for sure, I'm not going to be coming on at 11 because our retreat starts at 11. And it goes from 11 till 9. So I'm not sure if I'm going to come in before the retreat or if I'm going to come in after. So just wanted to be able to keep people in the loop for that as well, is that so I'm not sure if it'll be the next day or if it'll be the the day before or if it'll be earlier in that day. I'm not really sure. I haven't really looked at my week that far in advance. So Miss Marianne, you have 2 jumpers. Comparisonitis. That is something that we often get stuck on. So comparisonitis. And then letting go and starting a new adventure. So being stuck, sometimes we feel like we're stuck, and even though we feel like we're stuck doesn't mean that we actually are stuck. And so but we need to stop looking at what everybody else is doing and really focus on what is best for us. And so that is extremely important. So Tracy with an I is next. So Tracy, Leanne, I'm going to try and see if I can pronounce this. And please let me know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. So Pallavi. And it's probably not even either one of those, but I'm trying. So Tracy, and then Hubie is next after that. He's last but not least. The source. So the source of all things. And so that for different people is different things. So that source of all things can be God, it can be the universe, it could be the spirit realm, it could be whatever it is, but it's your source. Whatever that source is that brings you. And then turning in. So really tapping into the inner self of what it is that's going on. So going to the source of all things will actually, and looking within will help you get whatever reflection or whatever answers that you need this week. So Leanne. So Leanne is next. So for anybody who enjoys Yoga Nidra, twice this week I'm going to be, or twice today I should say, I'm going to be jumping in and recording some new Yoga Nidras. And so I'm doing them because of, what am I trying to do? So I am recording them, but I'm doing them inside the Facebook group so that if I am on live, that you'll actually be able to see that's what I'm doing. So it'll be Yoga Nidra. And you can always come back and listen to the Yoga Nidras at any time as well. So the creator. So I figured if I'm going to record them, I might as well record them somewhere. So the creator and conditioning. So this here is, so the creator can be the creator of all things, but the creator that I'm picking up for you for this week is the creator in you. So like you have that, so like it's in that solar plexus area, you actually get to like really tap in. But we really struggle with that creativity or that being able to be the creator because of our conditioning. We're supposed to be a certain way. We're supposed to do a certain thing because others and or society have dictated that that's what it is that we need to be doing. So be true to yourself and really tap into that that part of who you are. So again, not sure if I'm going to pronounce it properly, but Pallavi. I'm going to read your card, pull your card next. And for anyone who's not on the weekly list, if you want to be on the weekly list, then just hashtag weekly and I will get your name added to the weekly list. And then you can come back and catch the replays at any time. Letting go. So letting go. And then the source. So being able to tap into that source. And you're welcome, Leanne. So hopefully that made sense. But if you actually look at this one, that source of those ripples is the little droplets that are coming from the leaves, right? So they're coming from and they're dropping. And so that source is like, what's the source of the things that are dripping So what's that thing that's creating in here? So again, when this card pulled up earlier, it was the source and the source of all things, but that's not what I'm picking up for you. It's the source of the ripple. So what's the part that's actually happening for you? So last but not least is Hubie. Beyond illusion. So it's about transformation. So the butterfly represents transformation. And so, and you're like right in the center of that transformation. So whatever it is that you want to make happen, we get stuck in the illusion of what things should look like, or other people have actually made it so that it's what things should look like. So that is what your message is. Your message is about beyond the illusions, beyond what it is that the eye can see, and being able to figure that part out. So I hopefully that helps you, and look forward to connecting soon. And for everyone else, I will chat with you guys later, and I will definitely be on for Yoga Nidra. Anybody who is not sure what Yoga Nidra is, and actually maybe I'll actually jump back on specifically just to explain a little bit about Yoga Nidra, because there's been a few videos and stuff. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is just jump in and share a little bit more about Yoga Nidra for anybody who is new. So I will chat with all of you guys later and talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.